San Diego home prices have definitely slid a little bit. What does that mean for you? Well, let's take a quick look. Hi, I'm Nick with the Iannitti Group. Want to come at you with a real quick market update for San Diego here for October. Now, keep in mind, these are all September numbers. Obviously, they're all median numbers countywide for all types of product combined. And I'm just going to blow through these real quick because I want to get to something else that I don't normally do here in this video, right? But our sales price was up 6% year over year. Remember, these are all year over year numbers. Our market time is up 83% with this 22 days on market, okay? Sold price per square foot is up, and our inventory is up 70%. But keep in mind, we still only have 1.7 months worth of inventory. Remember, we need 6 months of inventory for a balanced market. However, everything above this line here are lagging indicators telling us where the market has been. Everything below the line are our leading indicators telling us where the market is going, right? Our active listings are up 34%. Keep in mind that's directly related to this days on market growing, right? As we've had increase or a decrease in buyer demand. But our new listings, pending listings, and sold listings are all down, okay? That's no good. But what I want you to realize is that when you look at it from a perspective like this is basically where I pull these numbers from, right? It's called InfoSparks. It's directly related to the MLS here in San Diego. And there's a couple of things that I want you to look at, right? When you look at our sales price, we basically had a little bit of a bump here in September because there was a little bit of a reprieve in rates, right? So if you're thinking about selling a home, if you were to sell right now, would you have gotten as high a price as you would just a few months ago? No, you're not going to. Prices have come down. We know that. However, when you look at where we're at compared to where we were before the pandemic, are you still kind of doing pretty good? Yeah, you absolutely are. Is there a chance where this will come down and basically kind of reduce all these gains that have come through the pandemic? That's possible. It's probably not likely, but it is possible. So keep that in mind. When we're looking at months of actual inventory though, right? Everybody says, oh, inventory is on the rise. And I told you we're still on 1.7 months worth of inventory. Well, this was this rise in inventory that we saw right here, right? And now look, we've kind of tapered off in the past month, but compare it again to before the pandemic, right? There's no real contest. Even with price per square foot, when we look at price per square foot, has that come down in the past few months? Yes, it has. Are you still well over and above where you were at the beginning of the pandemic? Yeah, absolutely are. So keep that actually in mind. What we're seeing right now is essentially these interest rates that have climbed, and we're seeing a lot of younger buyers with no real historical reference on that, right? They just see that rates have essentially doubled in a single year, so they're pulling back. So we've seen a lot of people pull back. Plus, we also know that San Diego is an incredibly expensive place to live. It already was even before the pandemic, right? So now things are really expensive, both in house pricing and in the actual cost to buy those homes with a mortgage, right? We're still seeing about a third of homes being sold with all cash. But just keep in mind, as we start to move here through next year and the year after, there's a very good chance we could hit a small recession next year. That will bring rates down. That could bring buyers roaring back. 2024, we're talking about a presidential election. So you could bet the powers that be are going to do whatever they possibly can to make that economy look as good as it possibly can going into the election. So we're just going to have to see what's going on. But we do know that there's just still not enough inventory out there. So even though we may have a little bit of tumultuous times right now, basically due to rates, demographically, we know that that's going to change over the next few years. There's still strong demographic demand predicted over the next few years because we're going to have a lot of young millennials now coming into this housing market, and still all comes back to supply and demand. So that's about it. If you have questions about what do these numbers mean, what's going on in your neighborhood, what your home is worth, is it a good time to sell or buy, I'm more than happy to have that conversation with you. Just reach out, and that's it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, who you choose to negotiate for you absolutely matters.